When love becomes obsession and care becomes a threat, when love becomes an addiction, it's safe to know when to stop. Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of your favorite podcast, The Journey Called Love. It's your favorite girl in the building, Damlola Daisy. It's so nice to have you all here again. Thank you for always checking back, and thank you also for sharing and rebroadcasting the links to this podcast. Today, we are finally ending our favorite series, the emotional journey. Yeah, right. The series on emotional stages. Yes, and we are ending it with a very nice, very nice topic, and it says knowing where to stop. Knowing where to stop. If you remember the last episode, I was talking about how affection leads to attachment and how that is actually a yellow light stage. Now, this particular stage is talking about or is about affairs and addiction and addiction, and it is a red light stage. Now, traffic lights, like I explained last week, traffic light. This is it is where to stop. Right, it is the part when it is the stage you get to your emotions where you need to call yourself to order and stop. Yes, as we go into it, you understand what I mean, right? All right, so let's pick it from the beginning. Affairs. First of all, you need to guide your heart against any form of destructive and unhealthy relationship. As we have been coming from the beginning, we said attention, right? First, it was attention. That's very, very normal. And I mentioned that it was normal. In fact, everybody should, be able to catch attention here and there. Then it was attraction. Yes, and that's still a very, very good stage. It's the green light stage. I didn't mention it then, but it's a green light stage. Very, very good, normal as well. You should be attracted to people. People should be attracted to you. And at the end of the day, who you attract is actually not the point, but who you decide to keep, because it is your decision to either keep or lose who you attract. Somebody can be attracted to you and they're not it, So it is not compulsory that you allow everybody you attract into your life. Not at all. It is not. In fact, it is not advisable. All right, because there's so many people that you attract that are not right for you. So we also moved to affection. That's love, and at that stage is a stage of knowledge. It's a stage where you should not be blinded. They say love is blind, but you should not be blinded. It's a stage where you need to now analyze whether this person is actually right for you and whether you want to stay attached. Whether you want to get to that point, that stage where you are now attached to the person. Because once you get to that attachment stage without really analyzing your feelings and, looking at the pros and cons and all of that, you would get stuck, because attachment is a very strong stage. It is a stage where your feelings are at its peak. And it's at this stage that they now say love is blind, because you do not even now see anything that the person is doing wrong. You don't see them. All what you see is that you love this person and you want to be with this person. Do you understand? So it's very important for you to analyze your feelings before you get to that stage where you are now feeling like, I cannot live without this person. At the end of the day, all of these stages of emotional attraction are actually cool, but you need to decide very thoroughly who you want to be in all of these stages with. It's very important that you determine who you're letting into your life, that you determine, like I mentioned in the last episode, it's your heart we're talking about. It's very important. If you loved yourself, you would know that you need to guide your heart, and it's actually what I'm starting with again this time. You need to guide your heart against destructive and unhealthy relationship. You don't need to stay there. Abusive relationships, you don't need to stay in it. You don't delude yourself with the thought that if I leave this person, I won't get a better person. Please, you're better than that. You're way better than that. Do not delude yourself with that thought, okay? Once you see that this is not working, you see that this thing, it looks like this relationship is affecting your mental health. It's draining you. I saw a comment on one of a post in my WhatsApp group, right? And the person is like, relationship, love normally is supposed to fill you, not drain you. Once love is draining you, it's no longer safe. It's no longer love. In fact, it's no longer love. It's becoming a parasite. All right. So you should know when to stop. And I also feel like knowing when to stop is not even the deal. It's actually now stopping, because a lot of us, we actually know. That's actually the truth. A lot of us in relationships that are not so healthy, we definitely know that we should end this and get out of it. But it's so difficult to bring ourselves to do that. I hope that this podcast would help you to decide to really, really stop. Like, end this, please. You're way better than this. You deserve so much more. Yes, I know that this is the only guy that has probably seen you in all of your life, or this is the only girl that makes you feel this way, but babes, guy, like, you deserve better. And something you should also really, really hold on to, the hope that there are better people out there for you. There are so many people. You know the way they say it, God did not create one. It's not, there's a man for every woman, there's a woman for every man, but then God did not create just one person for one person. There are so many options. So many. And if you do not leave that one that you're in right now, you won't see them. That's the thing. If you do not leave the one you're in now, you won't see the other better options that you could have. There's so many testimonies of people that have said that they left the relationship before they finally got married to the one they are with now, and they are so grateful they actually left that relationship, because their marriage, the person they're married to, is actually the best that they could ask for. So, my dear, there is a big testimony coming up your way. If only you can stop now, leave now. Trust me, and trust God, because of course it's God that does this miracle. Trust God to help you. Trust God, because you staying there is like you don't trust God. Is you saying that I don't know, God this might not happen. It's like you're saying you don't trust God. And another really important thing is that God has better for you. I mean, it depends on you. God has better. You know how the Bible says that we know the plan He has towards us. It's a plan of good and not of evil. God will never ever plan for you that you stay in an unhealthy relationship. God has better plans for you. So, my dear, just stop and leave and watch how God plan unveils. Watch how God just shows you the best that He has for you, the very, very best that He has for you. All right. So, affairs with forbidden fruit. There are so many stages of these affairs. First is relationship that you should not engage. There are relationships that you should not engage in. Right. That's what I mean when I say affairs with forbidden fruit. I mean relationships that you should not engage in. Now you love this person. Okay, fine. Let us see what are some of the yardstick. What are some of the safe cautions that we have to put in place so that we do not end up in the wrong places? First, you should not engage in relationship with people that are not Christians. I would break it down to say people that do not share the same belief as you, because there's so many people in the church, Christians in quotes, that are not actually Christians in quotes, right? So it is very important for you to be careful not to be in a relationship with somebody that does not hold the same belief with you. However, it is possible that you and the other person don't agree on every ground. I mean, I want to say this, right? It's possible. It's possible that you don't agree on every ground, but it's very important that you agree on the basic things. If I believe that baptism is important, for example, it's important that I have to make sure, or I have to find out if it does too. Because what happens when our children grows and I'm like, okay, our children should get baptized, and it's like, no, that's not happening. That's the conflict that you could avoid from the beginning. All right, so I'm just using that as an example because I'm talking about faith. All right, if I believe in Holy Communion and midnight prayers and all of that, I have to also ensure that I believe in those two, because if I wake up in the midnight one of those days and he shush me, tell me that I'm disturbing him, it's going to cause the conflict that I can actually avoid from the beginning. So those are some of the things that you need to be careful about. Non-Christians, the Bible says that we should not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. It is the word of God. If you're a child of God, you obey it, right? I love how Pastor Mildred puts it. If you date or you are involved with an unbeliever, you are obviously having the devil as your father-in-law. In fact, father-in-law is if marriage, Abby. You are having the devil as your boyfriend's father, whatever way you want to put it. All right, and that is destructive in itself. So you need to be very careful. Don't be in a relationship. Don't start a relationship with somebody that does not share the same value as you, that does not share the same faith as you do. You could both be Christians, but you need to check for these basic important things, right? Both important things. Another relationship you should not involve yourself in, that I call affairs with the forbidden fruit, are relationships with married men or married women, as the case may be. Please, I don't know. I know that, I won't lie, this is me saying the truth right here. This is me being really honest. I know that married men can be very attractive. Yes, I've seen a number, and did you know, it takes me to now go to their ring finger and see a ring and I'm like, okay, that means stop drooling. Oh, I'm being honest, right? This is me being totally honest, okay? Because, and if you think about it well, right, these people are looking so nice and so attractive because they have a wife at home that is taking care of them, right? Yes, that's the thing. Because they have somebody at home that cooks for them, make sure they eat good food, that makes sure that what they're wearing, looks good on them. They have somebody that takes care of their needs and make sure that they are balanced. That's why you can see them outside and be like, wow, this man is very, very fine. Okay, so you need to respect that person that's putting in all the work. It's not your right to now come and reap where you do not sow, especially because you're also planning to get married someday and you would not want that to be done to you. And most importantly, of course, it is also not what the Bible preaches. Yes, so stay away. And the precaution here would also be that you need to really, really investigate, because I know that there's some married men that still have it in them to cheat on their wife, and so they'll come to you and tell you and lie to you that they're not married. Yes, there are people like that. Definitely, they are. I've heard stories like that. But it is very important for you to investigate. Please find out. Is this person, there are ways. We know these things. There are ways to actually know if somebody is lying about something. You could actually find out. There's social media. Yes, there is a social media. There's almost nobody that does not post about their marriage on social media these days. Okay, maybe it gives you the wrong name. Just investigate and make sure that you are in the clear before you say yes or whatever. Another relationship that I tag as forbidden, relationship with the same sex. Okay, I know that this is a very dicey topic, but then again, it has to be talked about. Okay, I do not want to believe that there's anybody that calls themselves Christians and feel like relationship with the same sex is okay. I don't want to believe, but then we're in the world after all. So I would say this again: relationship with the same sex, lesbianism, gay, whatever you call it, is wrong as far as the Bible is concerned, as far as God is concerned, as far as I am concerned. So for every Christian, that is what God expects of us. So all of these three relationships are relationships that I call affair with the forbidden fruit. They are forbidden on this platform, forbidden with God. Even with God, they are very, very forbidden. Let me just run through them again. Relationship with non-Christians, unbelievers, relationship with married people, relationship with people of the same gender. They are forbidden, guys. Very forbidden. So keep off these affairs. To keep yourself in check, you need to ask yourself these questions, just in case, because most of the time, some of these things we do them without even realizing. It takes a lot of investigation to find out, a lot of conversation, knowledge gathering here and there to find out whether somebody is a believer or not. Also take a whole lot of investigation, knowledge searching and digging deep to find out if somebody is married or not. But there are some questions that you could, ask yourself just to keep yourself in check, especially when you're going through these stages of emotional connection. First is, do I go out of my way to get this person's attention? Yeah, you could actually try to get someone's attention, but when you're doing it, when you're going out of your way, let him just see me, let her just see me, first, you need to check it. Are you going out? I think I mentioned that in the last episode. Are you going out of your way to impress her? At the end of the day, love is not something that you have to impress. It's not about impressing people. It's an expression, right? It's in your action. It's not in your oversabiness, right? It's not in your overdo. No, leave that to God. Let God be doing the overdo. It's the one that can do it well. it's in your expression, it's in your action, your very genuine, honest action. So ask yourself, are you going out of your way? Are you going out of your way to make sure that this person sees you? Are you going out of your way to make sure that this person has his eyes or her eyes on you? Do you keep the relationship from people that are important in your life? This is a very important question to ask yourself. Once you're in the relationship and the important people in your life are not aware about it, my dearest, you need to really, really, really know when to stop. Because why are you keeping it a secret? When he says something like, I don't want people to know yet. Don't worry, we'll tell them. But for now, let's just keep it on the low. Why? What are you afraid of? Why are you keeping it on the low? There's nobody that really loves you that will not be proud to show you off to the world. Especially to the important people in his life, my dear. Especially to the important people in his life, and so also for you, right? So if you're in a relationship where you feel you cannot, and when I say important people in your life, I'm not actually talking about your friends, because your friends can be in the same school of thoughts with you. You get, your friend can actually be like, oh, that's true, yes, let's keep it a secret. So I'm actually not talking about your friends. And before you crucify me, I'm also actually not really talking about well, let me not say I'm talking about your parents, yes, but then again, because I know that there are certain relationships that you start and you don't tell your parents immediately, all of that, because of some reactions and what have you. But then again, it's very important that you allow your parents to be aware. It's just a relationship, it's not marriage, right? It's not marriage, it's a relationship. The moment when you feel like you cannot tell your parents, it means that there's something you're not doing right. Maybe it's not the right time for you to be in a relationship, or it is not the right person, right? So it is very important that you're able to tell your parents, maybe your dad or your mom or both of them, about the relationship you're in. Yeah, you could say yes before you tell them. That's on you, but you need to tell them. You need to let them know. So once you're in a relationship and you feel like, let me keep it away from my parents, let me keep it away from my siblings, my dear, I don't know, but it's looking really, really dangerous. It's looking really dangerous. All right. Another question you need to ask yourself is, am I obsessed with talking or seeing this person? You know that yes, love can be really one way. Last episode, I keep saying last episode I was actually talking about how you are on the phone for hours, for the whole day, and there's always still something to talk about, right? Yes, you could have that, but there's a very thin line between that and obsession. Okay, so once you begin to feel like you want to see this person, if you could not see this person, if you don't talk to this person, you cannot go on with your day life. Your life is beginning to revolve around the person. The person is the center of your life. You don't do anything else. You don't think about anything else. There's nothing else you are doing. There's no thought about self-development in you. There's no thought about becoming something, making something out of your life. It's always about this person. Oh my dear, it's a serious case of obsession, and you don't want that for yourself. You need to know when to stop. Love is not obsession, please. It's not addiction either. It's a decision. Once it's becoming an addiction, is like something that you cannot do without, something that you are obsessed over, something that you naturally just do every time, right? But love is not like that, trust me. Love is not like that. Love is not something that you naturally do. It's something that will just come to you and it comes easy. Love does not come easy, okay? Love is a decision, and sometimes it's a very tough decision, because you will see this person and see the most annoying part of them. You see this person and see every reason to hate them. But you decide to choose to love them. You decide to allow the good parts that you know to overshadow the bad parts that you see at that moment. You understand? So love is a decision. It's a decision that you have to keep making. It's not an addiction, and it's not an obsession. Definitely not. All right. So when love becomes an addiction, it is dangerous. Like I said before, love is not an addiction. It's not an addiction at all. And sometimes love becomes an addiction when you feel like this person is your bus stop. I've gotten to where I want to just stay. I can't do without this person. If I leave this person, yeah, what good day. It's when you doubt that God can satisfy you with the best. When you keep looking for love in the wrong places, it's becoming an addiction to you. And then you, as you are getting out of a relationship and entering another one, you just want, because for you, it's like, if you don't have somebody you love, or if you don't have somebody in your life, you cannot live. So as you're getting out of a relationship or jumping into another one, you don't stay a moment without a man or a woman in your life. It's like, for you, being with someone is a must, is as important as the air you breathe. That is a very dangerous stage. Like I said, it's the red light stage, and you need to really know when to stop. Understand that only God can feel that longing to be loved. See, we all have that longing. But when it's becoming a serious matter, just understand that it's only God. It's only God that can feel that longing to be loved. And if you don't have that longing filled, it's very difficult for you to love someone else. They say you cannot give what you don't have. If you don't feel loved yourself, if you don't feel loved yourself, right, it is impossible to love another person. So you need to allow God to fill you with his love, so that you'll be able to love other people purely, genuinely, and safely. All right, so you'll be able to love everyone with your whole heart. But the moment when you are with somebody because the person is feeling the longing in your heart to be loved, it becomes dangerous when the person leaves. And it becomes even impossible to now love the person back, because this love that you are receiving, you don't really have it, so you can't give it. I don't know if you understand me. These stages, affairs, addiction, they are critical, and they are the point when you have to stop. Like I said from the beginning, when love becomes an addiction, it is important to know when to stop. Knowing where to stop. This is the point where you stop. Thank you so much. This is where I'm going to be ending this episode. I hope that you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed recording. Thank you so much for listening through. See you next time. Hopefully, I really do not know what we're going to continue with, but I'm sure that it's going to be a blessing to you, and it's going to also be very interesting. Till I come your way again in the next episode, take good care of yourself. Stay loved by God, of course. You of course also stay loved by your significant other. Yes, but most importantly, stay loved by God. Like I mentioned, God has to fill you with love first before you can love another person or seek love from someone else. So stay loved, stay beautiful, and stay happy always. Thank you so much. Bye.